We've got our newest event in NHL 24, the draft event. In this video, we are going to break down all of the Master Set players, how the event is going to work, as it brings back one of the more popular features from last year's game, as well as our second release of NHL Award Master Set players. And on top of that, another 91 overall that we can earn via live moments. Let's get into it. Let's start first with the draft Master Set players, beginning first with the 97 Rasmus Dahlin, 6'3", 202, the left-handed defenseman, very popular player. He has offensive, defensive, and two-way, as well as playmaking, accelerator boost, shooting, and defensive boost. So he does get that accelerator boost combined with speed boost to make him essentially 98 overall skating across the board, which is obviously very strong. He's 6'3", which is good size, has gold heat seeker, which is pretty useful in NHL 24, as well as silver shutdown. That alone makes him a fine card to go after that you can leave on your team the rest of the year. Like, there is not going to be an exceptional amount of better left-handed defensemen that aren't going to be millions, like, for example, any of the Team of the Season cards. This is a great choice if you want to go ahead and make him, especially if you're a Sabre fan. Next, we've got a right-handed defenseman in the 97, Aaron Ekblad, 6'4", 215. Essentially the same synergies across the board, except no speed boost, so he does get accelerator. He goes up to 98 acceleration, 96 speed. He is stuck at that. He's got gold shutdown, however, one of the best defensive abilities in the game, as well as quick pick, which is a great pair, and then silver heat seeker. Obviously, it's going to depend on what handedness you need when it comes to judging between Dahlin and Ekblad, but this is a strong option as well. Not as strong, in my opinion, as Dahlin, simply because he's capped at 96 overall, but he's got great size and gold shutdown, so nothing wrong with that. Then we've got his opponent in the Stanley Cup Final. These Master Set items are usually made far in advance, so it's funny that we're getting a Oiler as well as a Florida Panther. We've got the 97 Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Comes with sniper, two-way, and playmaking forward, as well as defensive checking, playmaking, and shooting boost. That final synergy is accelerator. 96 speed, 98 acceleration, 97 agility, so again, not capped out skating, has 93 faceoffs that you can improve with other synergies, 99 wrist shot power and hand stats, but really no good abilities. Like, this would be a Master Set player item I would only go after if you were an Oilers fan. The card art's great, and I like that Nugent Hopkins gets a Master Set item, but just really weak abilities overall for a card that's going to cost you quite a bit to make. And then lastly, we've got the 97 Alexis Lafreniere, 6'1", 194. He's got speed boost as that final slot, but no other skating synergy. So again, we're seeing that thing that they keep doing where they're just not giving us maxed out skating, so they keep the progression going a little bit more as we get into the high 90s. You'd have to go back into prior games, but I would guarantee you that 95% of 96 and above cards that were Master Set items had 99 skating at this point, so it's clearly something that they are just making sure they do, but it's really annoying because it's only like one or two more. It's not that big of a deal, but nonetheless, he's got gold unstoppable force, shock and awe, truculence, which is great, puck on a string and make it snappy. Actually, some really nice abilities that have a pretty big impact in the game. Make it snappy is one of the best offensive ones. Truculence is great since the buff to it. He is a pure left-handed winger. We're pretty starved for right-handed wingers if you haven't gotten like the Gordie Howe, Mario Lemieux, Nathan McKinnon, or even Pasternak, but after that, there is a little bit left to be desired, so another left-handed winger for you. There's a ton of those, but this is a good one. Now, it will cost you 31 power-up collectibles to upgrade all of these items up to their max. If I'm being honest with you, the only one that I think is worth doing would be the 97 Rasmus Dahlin, and that's if you don't have other top-tier defenseman options, and maybe the Lafreniere, again, depending on the other options you've got at left-handed wing. Like, if you have McDavid, for example, or Tara Vinen from the fantasy event, like, it just seems like a little bit of overkill. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't really rush out to make any of these because they brought back a very, very well-received mechanic from NHL 23's Millennium event. So if you played NHL 23, I'm sorry, but they did bring back one of the best events that we've ever had in the Millennium event, and how it worked was you traded in all 8 of the Master Set player items, and you would get a choice of 2 more powerful items. Now, we don't know who those items are. However, the picture is a little misleading because there's no way that they expect us to trade in all 4 of the 97 overall items. You would only have to get the 87 version, but you would need to get all 8 to then exchange them in for the 2 of the more powerful items that you can have. Now, because they start out 87 overall, it's actually quite expensive. You need 30 event collectibles for each of the 87 overall items, which totals 240 total NHL draft collectibles to just just then trade them in for whatever the two more powerful ones are. And if it works like last year and the other ones, you're still going to need to pay power-up collectibles to upgrade those cards as well. They come in a little bit higher overall, but still, it's usually a pretty lengthy upgrade. Now, I don't like giving costs out for collectibles because every time I do, they usually just spike up. So what I do is I'll take a look at the one that is 1-for-1, so the 83 and above item. You can trade one of these in, which costs you about 3,000 coins in value. So 3,000 coins in value for 240 collectibles. That's 720,000 coins to get whatever the next two are. There's no rush to make them because there is no time slot here. So it's not like you have to make all 4 in week 1, wait for week 2, and then make the other ones. You can do this at your own pace, it looks like, but still, it is going to be very expensive. Now, to help knock down the cost of some of those, there is an NHL Draft objective list that will feature a ton of different NHL Draft collectibles to be earned by doing various things. It's not a ton of things to actually do, like get 8 face-off wins with an NHL Draft player item. You can get 10 in this list, and once you get 70 goals with NHL Draft player items, you can get the 87 Regine Houle. I gotta be honest with you, hand up, never heard of them. And then there's the play games to get various amounts of power-up collectibles, including 4 by completing the whole list, but you can knock down the cost of trying to get all of those master set items by at least getting 10 more event collectibles. In Hut Rush rewards this week, you can earn 4 additional NHL Draft collectibles as well as those XP collectibles, which is still the best way to earn a bunch of them if you're trying to complete the quest to 99 sets, but you can go through all of the lists all the way up to 1.5 million. 1.4 would get you that 4th NHL Draft collectible if you are looking to try and knock down the cost of trying to get one for free. We also got a brand new moments list that will feature 10 different moments that will unlock a 91 overall NHL Draft Shane Wright. So if you wanted a card that you could use for the objectives, you could do these moments. The final moment will be coming back down 4-1 on Superstar, but this time they didn't give you a 1-minute period. They gave you a 4-minute period, so it's a little bit more obtainable, but that will get you the 91 Shane Wright. Here is that 91 overall Shane Wright. It's actually half decent card in all honesty for a 91. He's got playmaking and two-way forward as well as playmaking and shooting boost, which helps out that shot just a little bit. Gold Make It Snappy is one of the best offensive abilities. Tape to Tape, Big Tipper, and Silver 1T. He's got 95 speed, excel, and agility. 91 face-offs. Like, this actually isn't a bad card for 91 overall. And for anyone wondering, that 91 overall Shane Wright, you can trade in for 30 NHL Draft collectibles as well as 2 players packs. So kind of tough that a 91 ends up giving you an 87 in return. That's really how the value works out for EA, but that would eliminate one of the other 8 in total you'd have to get to trade in for whatever the 2 powered up ones are. On to the week 2 of the NHL Awards event, because that did drop as well. We've got the 97 Scott Niedermayer, 99s across the board in terms of skating, Gold Heat Seeker, Quick Pick, Send It, as well as Stick 'em Up and Elite Edges. You can help out his body checking a little bit. This is a great card, in all honesty. He's got 99 skating, and he's got okay size, and Gold Heat Seeker is a pretty fun ability. You could also throw Silver Quick Pick on, so a very strong option here in the 97 Scott Niedermayer for anyone that was waiting for a defenseman from this release. Next up, we've got the 97 Ted Lindsay. Again, smaller player, so he does have 99 skating across the board, as well as Born Leader, Make It Snappy, No Contest, Unstoppable Force, and Back At Ya. Again, this would be a card that you want to use if you were, a Red Wings fan, for example, more of a theme team item. One of the more fun ones, in my opinion. I think it's great to see Gabriel Landeskog get recognized as a Master Set item for winning the Calder Trophy, which feels like forever ago. 6'1", 215, great size. Does have speed boost as well and accelerator boost. 99 skating at 6'1", 215. Gold Unstoppable Force, Elite Edges, Born Leader, Truculence, and Close Quarters. This is the making of a very good left-handed winger card, but again, there's just so many left-handed winger options, but a very, very good one. Daniel was in week 1. Henrik is in week 2. 6'2", 183. The left-handed centerman. He does not getting any skating synergies, but he is 98s across the board, which is great. This is honestly probably the best Sedin cards we're going to get all year, except for the upgradable icon ones that will, you'll have to pay for to get to 99 eventually. Born Leader, Edges, as well as Third Eye, Quick Draw, and Tape to Tape. 99 face-offs. Like, this is statted like a 99 overall card. Very, very close to it. Really good option here. Just a little slender at 183, but still a good option. And then probably the most interesting one, the 97 Carey Price. We've talked about this a lot. When it comes to goaltenders, they're always the worst value. Carey Price cards in Hockey Ultimate Team have always played different. They've always been slightly better. I think back to the NHL 22 being the first year of X Factors. The Carey Price X Factor was like the best goaltender in the game. Gold Lightwork is the best ability. He's also got No Timer and Showstopper, the other ones that you'd want to look to. 99 speed, but I've always said gold goalies are going to be the product of how you play defense in this game, but if there is one Master Set player that will always kind of like get my attention, it's Carey Price, and I feel like there's probably a lot of fans that really want a good, useful Carey Price. Now, these still work the same as the week 1 options. That's why I told you not to rush out and make any of the week 1 items, because they are very expensive. You need 2 of the 95 overall NHL award items. Those sets are still in the game, and again, you can earn a few, like the Max Pacioretty, for example, by just completing all of those objectives. But again, the objective path is staying the same. You can trade in 87s to get the 89s and so on and so forth to get these collectibles required to get the player items that you can use to trade in. It is quite expensive, but if you still have the free ones, like you went out and did the Pacioretty as well as the free 95 you got from completing the objective list, you're going to get one of these items for free. I'll do a full ranking if you'd like. Let me know in the comment section down below if you'd like to see that ranking, but it is an option to you. Now, while we're here, there are timed trophy sets. So there is one for the Vezina, the Norris, the Hart, as well as the Calder. And we'll start out with the Vezina. You can trade in 180 of the NHL award collectibles that they did put available to you to be made. Again, 3,000 for one roughly, which ends up being about 540,000, just to put that in perspective. But Thatcher Demko, Bobrovsky, and Connor Hellebuck, if one of them wins it, they will go to 99. So there are some pretty strong favorites. Again, maybe I'll do a separate video to go over all of those. The Norris options are Quinn Hughes, Roman Josi, and Cale Makar. You've got the Hart of Nikita Kucherov, Nathan MacKinnon, and Connor McDavid. The whole year I've said Nathan MacKinnon, but I feel like recency bias is going to bleed into the playoffs and what Connor McDavid did, but we'll see. And then you've got the Calder, which is Connor Bedard, Brock Faber, and Luke Hughes. So if you missed out on the next gen event, again, those will unlock all the way up to 99, whoever wins. It's going to be Connor McDavid. I'm going to plant my flag. I actually think Brock Faber's got a really strong case, but it's going to be Connor Bedard. Now in the store, there are 2 free packs. One for the draft event that says that you can earn a Master Set player item. I would love to see if someone's ever pulled one of these, but nonetheless, you can get a free option every single day for the draft event, as well as for the awards event. As you can see here, I'll open up my awards one, and that's 79. Again, all the other packs, guys, like I've said all year round, if there is one that pops up that is of value, I'll always let you know, but this is simply just gambling. Regardless of how many packs they throw at you on the screen, they treat it like it's like an in-app mobile phone game from 2010 with just constant choices, all to just try and get you to spend money. Don't spend money. Now, if you want to see any of the cards and like that, make sure you check out HUD Hub. You can download the League Gaming app and take a look at it every day on the phone if you want, or just the website link is down below. All of the cards are added immediately, and you get this pretty little version of each one inside the HUD database. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know who you are making this week. See you next time. Have a good one.